Welcome to Trek Trav. I'm Trav. This is Doctor Who Special 2, Wild Blue Yonder. And if you've listened to Russell T Davies or anyone talking about this episode, it's the most different episode you've ever seen. So sit back, make sure you've seen the episode before watching this because there will be spoilers, and let's get into this review.
Designed to push them as far as they can go.
It's unlike not just any episode of Doctor Who, it's unlike any episode of television.
The TARDIS crashing into a spaceship, the special effects were pretty good. Like, they weren't, I wouldn't say, like, big studio special effects. It's really weird to me after seeing, like, the AR wall in Star Trek and The Mandalorian suddenly have a CGI wall. It did very noticeably make it look less real, a bit more flat. I don't know why that is. David Tennant and Catherine Tate in this episode are really, really good. The episode deals with sort of a doppelganger scenario with some body horror, with some sort of creepier elements. I would say the only thing that really annoyed me is in every promotion for this, they didn't tell us anything about it. And they said it was bonkers and it was crazy. And then since the episode's aired, we've been told, oh, it's the most unique, it's the most original. When the whole time I'm just thinking, this is like Midnight. This is like Waters of Mars. Like in terms of in Midnight, the aliens learning how to be the Doctor or learning how to be the woman lying there.
Why are you repeating?
Why are you repeating?
What is that, learning?
What is that, learning?
Copying?
Copying?
Absorbing?
Absorbing?
And then in Waters of Mars, the creature, the body horror of the mouth of the water coming out.
Take your hand away from him and listen to me!
But it just seemed like they kept trying to stress how different this was to all other Doctor Who episodes, and I'm going, no, Midnight and Waters of Mars were very similar. Did I like the idea of the slowing down their thought processes so the creatures couldn't learn them as fast enough? Yeah, I did. Did I enjoy like the creepiness vibe? Didn't really creep me out. The CGI looked really good. The big fake hands, if you go watch the Doctor Who website, they'll show you how they did the prosthetic hands. The menacingness, there was good menacing. I think my main gripe with the menacing was really that they weren't anything super great in terms of, there wasn't a lot of stoking fear. Like 20 to 25 minutes into the episode, we get to see the two other versions of the Doctor and Donna. We do get some sort of leaning into the fact that the Doctor's been away for 15 years. We get a brilliant scene between the copy of Donna and David Tennant, and she talks about the flux from Jodie Whittaker's 12th season or 13th season. They talk about how he's not from Gallifrey, leading into the Timeless Child, and David Tennant almost giving up emotionally and going, oh, this is Donna. And it was, to me, acknowledging the Timeless Child is still there and acknowledging that the Doctor was affected by the flux, because it did feel like all of a sudden there's no mention of the flux after the flux season, but the Doctor has a similar guilt that he did in the Time War. And Donna, in a sense, is dealing with the risk that she won't see her children or family again. And I think that's a really great dynamic to play. I think this Donna is different in that she has people she wants to get back to and she cares about. Before, she just wanted to escape. Like, she loved Wilf, but obviously she had a world she wanted to escape, whereas this one she loves. With the Doctor, it's dealing with the fact that this face is back and that he's dealing with a lot of trauma from the last 15 years, / a couple of billion for the Doctor. The fact that he was so open to when the Donna copy talked about the flux and his pain and stuff, he was going to hug her and then she collapsed and it goes evil. He's really open. And when he gets angry because that copy brought up a really hurtful thing. And he talks about the fact that of course he has to run because this has happened and it was his fault. And then when he starts pounding into the walls, the one thing that I'm finding with particularly last episode, but this episode as well, is that David Tennant's 14th Doctor, I would say, is much more similar to the Doctor just before the Time Lord Victorious scene from Waters of Mars than it is to the 10th Doctor at the beginning of his run. This Doctor seems much more emotionally wounded, much more damaged, much more guilty. Him longing to have Donna there seems to be a driving force. He loves her, he wants her there, but she can't stay. It's a really emotional beat, hit perfectly. The storyline itself, not so much. Even the special effects were good but not great. The storyline in terms of the alien plot was good and not great. They're on the edge of the universe. And in my head, because I'm an adult and I like to ruin things, they're on the edge of the universe where light hasn't reached them yet. Well, to be fair, if that was the case, then the atoms at the edge of the universe wouldn't actually be, I don't know how to put it. The atoms wouldn't be generating, I don't know, there was a whole side thing. There was something about it that just didn't work. The horse captain looked really good. I'm pretty sure it was a horse skull. When they're talking to each other and Donna and the Doctor are trying to slow themselves thinking down because the copies think fast. The copies learn more when they think fast. Like, hands down, knew that would be the Doctor's fault. There would be something wrong with the Doctor. The TARDIS hads make a reappearance, which is where it goes away when there's danger, which I really liked. I enjoyed the fact that the sonic screwdriver wasn't there and the TARDIS wasn't there, so David Tennant had to deal with this in a more personal way. I like the fact that they had cold breaths. I loved the joke about him licking the thing and then pretending like it affected him. That was really, really fun. I watched this with my partner and he found it really dull. And he's not a huge Doctor Who fan, but he also didn't mind the last episode, but this episode he was just like, oh, this is boring. And myself, I had to watch it twice before I actually enjoyed it, mainly because it just felt very, very forced. And I've seen a lot of complaints online, and I actually agree. Although we know that they've said there's no other Doctors appearing, there's nothing happening. Why the secrecy on this episode? Because there didn't need to be. And then also, both specials so far don't feel like an anniversary. It just feels like David Tennant and Catherine Tate getting another turn at the wheel. For some people, that's enough. But for like myself, who's a long-time Doctor Who fan, and for other people, this should feel like an anniversary. It should feel like something big, and it doesn't actually feel big. It doesn't feel like it impacts anything in the Doctor's life. I'm hoping the next episode, The Giggle, really amps that up with the toy maker and maybe with a bit more existentialness and dealing with why this face is there, which is the question everyone's asking, and they should be playing into that more. We get another mention of an outside bad guy that the Doctor mentions in the TARDIS. And finally, at the very end, we get the last scene, which I didn't find out until after I watched the episode, of Wilfred Mott by Bernard Cribbins. And to be honest, it made me tear up a little because last year my father died, the reason I started this channel. And he kind of looks like Bernard Cribbins, and Bernard Cribbins died like last year. And it really, I don't know, it just brought back a lot of feelings. In terms of seeing him, and now we won't. That's literally the only scene we're going to get with him. I'm hoping next episode we get some sort of resolution to that. It made me really sad to see Wilf, but at the same time really, really happy and really warm. Next week we've got the toy maker coming back, and I'm hoping because it's a previous villain that there'll be a lot of references and a lot of build up. I'm hoping we get resolution to David Tennant. I know that Donna is going to stay because it very much feels like in these 2 episodes that she's learning that she can't do this because she has a child and a husband and she needs to protect them. And I think that's what is important with Donna's story. I think with the Doctor, I think he's going to finally realize that he can't be this Doctor anymore because this Doctor is too damaged and holds on to pain too much. It'll be interesting to see. I have a lot of ideas. I was hoping for other Doctor cameos, but I don't think that's going to happen at this time. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Come back next week for Special 3. I've been Trek Trav, and have a great one.